Welcome to the Ultimate Sports Blog Podcast. Today is Wednesday, August 15th, 2018. Today I'm going to recap yesterday's baseball games, look ahead to today's games, go over the third player that was sent to the Tampa Bay Rays in the Chris Archer deal, a big-name starting pitcher to the disabled list, a big-name free agent wide receiver visiting the Cleveland Browns, NFL kicker rankings, more news on the Jordan McNair story, and my college football top 100 players for the season. All right, let's start with baseball. The Brewers defeated the Cubs 7-0 at Wrigley Field. Big win for them as they improved to 68-54. Chicago drops to 68-50. Julius Chassin improves to 12-4. Jose Quintana drops to 12-9. The Yankees defeated the Rays 4-1 as they improved to 75-44. Tampa drops to 16-59. J Happ improves to 13-6. Hunter Wood drops to 0-1. Aroldis Chapman gets his 31st save of the year. The Orioles defeated the Mets 6-3 as they improved to 36-84. The Mets dropped to 15-67. Andrew Kastner improves to 4-10. Bobby Wall drops to 0-1. Michael Givens gets his 4th save of the year. The Red Sox defeated the Phillies 2-1 in what I thought was the most entertaining and most fun game of the night. And that lived up to expectations. Boston improves to a Major League best 86-35. Philly drops to 65-53. Rick Porcello improves to 15-5. Tommy Hunter drops to 3-2. Craig Kimbrell gets his 36th save of the season. The White Sox defeated the Tigers 6-3 as they improve to 43-76. Detroit drops to 50-70. Lucas Giolito improves to 8-9. Blaine Hardy drops to 4-5. Xavier Cedeno gets his first save of the season. The Indians defeated the Reds 8-1 as they improve to 68-51. Cincinnati drops to 52-68. Corey Kluber improves to 15-6. Sal Romano drops to 7-10. The Braves defeated the Marlins 10-6 as they improved to 67-51. Miami drops to 48-74. Jesse Biddle improves to 4-1. Adam Conley drops to 3-3. The Diamondbacks defeated the Rangers 6-4 as they improved to 66-55. Texas drops to 53-69. Patrick Corbin improves to 10-4. Yvonne Gallardo drops to 7-2. Brad Boxberger gets his 27th save of the season. The Twins defeated the Pirates 5-2 as they improved to 55-63. Pittsburgh drops to 61-59. Chico DeRizzi improves to 5-7. Jamison Tyone drops to 9-9. Trevin Hildenberger gets his 2nd save of the season. The Rockies defeated the Astros 5-1 to spoil Justin Verlander's bid for his 200th win. They improved to 64-55. Houston drops to 73-47. German Marquez improves to 10-9. Justin Verlander drops to 11-8. The Blue Jays defeated the Royals 6-5 as they improved to 54-65. The Royals dropped to 36-83. Jake Petricka improves to 2-1. Blaine Boyer drops to 2-1. Ken Giles gets his 14th save of the season. The Cardinals defeated the Nationals 6-4 to get their 7th straight win as they improved to 65-55. Washington drops to 60-60. John Gant improves to 5-4. Gio Gonzalez drops to 7-9. Jordan Hicks gets his 4th save of the season. The Athletics defeated the Mariners 3-2 as they improved to 72-48. Seattle drops to 69-52. Mike Fiers improves to 8-6. Felix Hernandez drops to 8-11. Blake Trinan gets his 32nd save of the year. The story of this game is that James Paxton was knocked out of the game after a third of an inning due to an arm contusion and is now day-to-day. The Giants defeated the Dodgers 2-1 as they improved to 61-60. The Dodgers dropped to 64-57. Sam Dyson improves to 3-2. Kenta Maeda drops to 7-8. Will Smith gets his 10th save of the season. The Angels defeated the Padres 7-3 as they improved to 61-60. The Padres dropped to 48-74. Jaime Barria improves to 8-7. Brett Kennedy drops to 0-2. Today's games, 1 o'clock. White Sox Tigers. Carlos Rodon and Jordan Zimmerman. Pirates Twins. Chris Archer and Jose Barrios. 2:20 Brewers Cubs. Junior Guerrera and Kyle Hendricks. 3:30 Mariners Athletics. Mike Leake and Brett Anderson. 7 o'clock Red Sox Phillies. This one's on ESPN. Nathan Eovaldi and Vince Velasquez. Eovaldi imploded in his last start against the Baltimore Orioles. Vince Velasquez has pitched better of late. Give me the Phillies at home to get the split against the Red Sox. Rays Yankees. Jacob Faria and Luis Sessa. Mets Orioles, Zach Wheeler and Dylan Bundy. Indians Reds, Shane Bieber and Robert Stevenson. 7:30 Marlins Braves, Jose Urena and Kevin Gossman. 8 o'clock Rockies Astros. Let's see if the Astros can finally win a home game. Tyler Anderson and Garrett Cole. 8:15 Blue Jays Royals, Marco Estrada and Jorge Lopez making his Royals debut. Nationals Cardinals, Jeremy Hellickson and Austin Gomber. Cardinals going for 8 straight. Angels Padres, Felix Pena and Robbie Erlin. Giants Dodgers at 10 o'clock. Derek Holland and Heijin Ryu. Angels Padres is actually a 9 o'clock game. The third piece that is going to the Tampa Bay Rays in the Chris Archer deal is Shane Baz, who happens to be the Pirates' first-round pick from 2017. The Rays GM actually came out publicly and said the player to be named later is a player that fans know the name of. Some fans know the name Shane Baz. It's a little strong, but he was a highly ranked prospect in the Pirates system. The Pirates overpaid for Chris Archer. We'll see how that goes for them eventually down the road, but the Rays couldn't have asked for a better haul for Archer. They get Baz. They got Tyler Glasnow, who's been pitching for them, and they get Austin Meadows, who's in AAA right now and has seen some time in the big leagues. Big blow for the Cleveland Indians as of right now. Trevor Bauer has hit the disabled list with a stretch factor in the leg. We'll see how much time he's supposed to miss. Big NFL news, Des Bryant met with the Cleveland Browns, and we'll see how that goes and see if Bryant ultimately ends up a member of the Cleveland Browns. Jarvis Landry already came out and said that we'd welcome Des with open arms. He'd be a nice addition to the Cleveland Browns offense and would make them better. He'd be their number 3 receiver. If you think about it, it'd be Josh Gordon, Landry, and then Bryant as their depth chart. Now I'm going to do my NFL kickers rankings. I'll be quick here. Go from 32 to 1. 32, Eddie Pinheiro. 31, Jason Sanders. Of the Raiders and the Dolphins, respectively, those are 2 rookie kickers. 30, Zane Gonzalez of the Browns. 29, Aldrick Rojas of the Giants. 28, Kaimi Fairbairn of the Houston Texans. 27, Cody Parkey, Chicago Bears. 26, Caro Santos, New York Jets. 25, Dustin Hopkins, Washington Redskins. 24, Brandon McManus, Denver Broncos. 23, Chandler Catanzaro, Tampa Bay Bucks. 22, Graham Gano, Carolina Panthers. 21, Randy Bullock, Cincinnati Bengals. 20, Robbie Gould, San Francisco 49ers. 19, Phil Dawson, Arizona Cardinals. 18, Josh Lambo, Jacksonville Jaguars. 17, Caleb Sturgis, Los Angeles Chargers. 16, Kai Forbath, Minnesota Vikings. 15, Will Lutz, New Orleans Saints. 14, Jake Elliott, Philadelphia Eagles. 13, Harrison Butker, Kansas City Chiefs. 12, Stephen Hauschka, Buffalo Bills. 11, Adam Vinatieri, Indianapolis Colts. 10, Mason Crosby, Green Bay Packers. 9, Sebastian Janikowski, Seattle Seahawks. Boy, that's weird saying that. 8, Chris Boswell, Pittsburgh Steelers. 7, Ryan Suckup, Tennessee Titans. 6, Stephen Gostkowski, New England Patriots. 5, Matt Prater, Detroit Lions. 4, Matt Bryant, Atlanta Falcons. 3, Dan Bailey, Dallas Cowboys. 2, Justin Tucker, Baltimore Ravens. And number 1, Greg Zuerlein, the Los Angeles Rams. Next, I want to get into the Jordan McNair situation a little bit. Maryland had a press conference yesterday, and they said that they accepted responsibility for the mistakes they made in the death of Jordan McNair. And Rick Court, their strength and conditioning coach, resigned in the wake of the situation. And it makes sense because I think he thought he was going to get fired. Now it's a question of whether DJ Durkin gets fired or not. And speaking of college football, Now we're going to get into the top 100 players as we head closer to the season. If there are any snubs on here, please let me know in the comment section below, or just tweet to me at MadisonMills28. There are 100 players on this list, and I'll rank them 100 to 1. And that's the order I'll go to. And I usually go from whatever the last number is to 1. Here we go. 100, Clifton Duck, cornerback, Appalachian State. 99, Joe Giles Harris, linebacker, Duke. 98, Caleb Wilson, tight end, UCLA. 97, Anthony Johnson, wide receiver, Buffalo. 96, Ben Banagdu, the defensive tackle from TCU. 95, Ugo Amadi, cornerback, Oregon. 94, Jalen Jelks, defensive end, Oregon. 93, Albert Awukabadan, tight end, Missouri. 92, Aziz Al-Sher, linebacker, Florida Atlantic. 91, Travis Etienne, running back, Clemson. 90, TJ Edwards, linebacker, Wisconsin. 89, Jalen Reagor, wide receiver, TCU. 88, Isaiah Buggs, defensive end, Alabama. 87, Nate Herbig, offensive line, Stanford. 86, Jeffrey Simmons, defensive end, Mississippi State. 85, Sutton Smith, defensive end, Northern Illinois. 84, Mark Gilbert, cornerback, Duke. 83, Lavert Hill, cornerback, Michigan. 82, Derek Brown, defensive end, Auburn. 81, LJ Scott, running back, Michigan State. 80, Lil Jordan Humphrey, wide receiver, Texas. Gotta admit, that's my favorite name in college football this season. 79, Jared Stidham, quarterback, Auburn. 78, Jordan Teamu, quarterback, Ole Miss. 77, Benny Snell Jr., running back, Kentucky. 76, Shea Patterson, quarterback, Michigan. 75, Devin White, linebacker, LSU. 74, Jonathan Ledbetter, defensive end, Georgia. 73, Bayal Benshawal, offensive line, Wisconsin. 72, Andrew Thomas, offensive line, Georgia. 71, Noah Font, tight end, Iowa. 70, Damian Harris, running back, Alabama. 69, T. Higgins, wide receiver, Clemson. 68, Joe Jackson, defensive end, Miami. 67, Colin Johnson, wide receiver, Texas. 66, Trey Smith, offensive line, Tennessee. 65, Khaleke Hudson, linebacker, Michigan. 64, Trayvon Mullen, cornerback, Clemson. 63, Jerry Tillery, defensive tackle, Notre Dame. 62, Stanley Morgan, wide receiver, Nebraska. 61, DK Metcalf, wide receiver, Ole Miss. 60, Lucas Dennis, defensive back, Boston College. 59, Dalton Risner, offensive lineman, Kansas State. 58, Amon Marshall, cornerback, USC. 57, Taylor Rapp, safety, Washington. 56, Kendall Joseph, linebacker, Clemson. 55, Greg Little, offensive line, Ole Miss. 54, Chase Winovich, linebacker, Michigan. 53, Michael Dieter, offensive line, Wisconsin. 52, Dylan Moses, linebacker, Alabama. 51, DeAndre Baker, cornerback, Georgia. 50, David Edwards, offensive line, Wisconsin. 49, Stephen Carr, running back, USC. 48, Myles Gaskin, running back, Washington. 48, Troy Dye, linebacker, Oregon. 46, Tavon Conley, linebacker, Notre Dame. 45, Chase Young, defensive end, Ohio State. 44, Dramont Jones, defensive end, Ohio State. 43, Nick Fitzgerald, quarterback, Mississippi State. 42, Jake Browning, quarterback, Washington. 41, Jake Fromm, quarterback, Georgia. 40, Tua Tagovailoa, quarterback, Alabama. 39, Justin Herbert, quarterback, Oregon. 38, N'Keal Harry, wide receiver, Arizona State. 37, Devin Singletary, running back, Florida Atlantic. 36, David Stills V, wide receiver, West Virginia. 35, Mitch Hyatt, offensive line, Clemson. 34, Drew Lock, quarterback, Missouri. 33, Justice Anderson, running back, Oklahoma State. 32, Rodney Anderson, running back, Oklahoma. 31, David Long, linebacker, West Virginia. 30, Austin Bryant, defensive end, Clemson. 29, Greg Gaines, defensive tackle, Washington. 28, Myron Murphy, quarterback, Washington. 27, Raekwon Davis, defensive end, Alabama. 26, Devin Bush, linebacker, Michigan. 25, A.J. Brown, wide receiver, Ole Miss. 24, Trey Adams, offensive line, Washington. 23, Levante Taylor, cornerback, Florida State. 22, Cameron Smith, linebacker, USC. 21, J.K. Dobbins, running back, Ohio State. 20, Deebo Samuel, wide receiver, South Carolina. 19, Cam Akers, running back, Florida State. 18, Mackenzie Milton, quarterback, UCF. 17, Trace McSorley, quarterback, Penn State. 16, Will Grier, quarterback, West Virginia. 15, Shaq Quarterman, linebacker, Miami. 14, Mac Wilson, linebacker, Alabama. 13, Greedy Williams, cornerback, LSU. 12, Khalil Tate, quarterback, Arizona. 11, A.J. Dillon, running back, Boston College. 10, Jonah Williams, offensive line, Alabama. 9, Jaquan Johnson, safety, Miami. 8, Dexter Lawrence, defensive tackle, Clemson. 8, Clelin Ferrell, defensive end, Clemson. 6, Rashawn Gary, defensive tackle, Michigan. 5, Jonathan Taylor, running back, Wisconsin. 4, Nick Bosa, defensive end, Ohio State. 3, Christian Wilkins, defensive end, Clemson. 2, Ed Oliver, defensive end, Houston. And number 1, Bryce Love, running back, Stanford. And that's your top 100 players heading into the 2018 college football season. If you disagree with any of the rankings, please write in the comments below, or please tweet me at MadisonMills28 if you disagree with any of my picks on this list. I apologize for my voice. I am dealing with a cold, and that's it for today's podcast. I'll be back tomorrow recapping today's baseball action. Looking ahead to tomorrow's baseball action, I'll be doing my college football team power rankings as well as my NFL punter rankings. I hope you guys have a great day, everybody.